Hey guys, it's Josh Lloyd. It's a pregame show. We're here for Monday's action in the NBA. I'm excited about it. There are 10 games. No, they're not. There are 7 games on. Josh, you don't need to talk shit like that. What do we just have happen? Steven Adams is doubtful for today. Ja Morant is a game time decision. And of course, the big news is Cade Cunningham is done for the season. We all thought, well, I don't know if we all thought it, but I was saying I reckon it's a 90% chance that he's done. That's my operating assumption, but I'm giving it to the end of the week before I drop him. And obviously I'm dropping him now. He's been a disaster of a pick. The problem with that is, I was pretty big on him as a third round guy, expecting minutes improvement and shooting improvements from last season. And then he had a little 5-game stretch where he did it. But the problem is that before he got injured, he was really bad. And it makes that pick look significantly worse. And then he's injured on top of it. But he didn't have the next 60 games to improve all his shooting, like Terry Rozier, who sucked with his shooting earlier this season, or so many guys who have these early struggles and then pick it up and put it together as the season goes on. So it looks significantly worse now because Cade is out for the season. That's going to lead to him being, I reckon, massively undervalued next season. But we'll see, because, what did he play? 10 games or whatever it was? I'm going to double check. And we know that we have slumps and stuff like that happens over 10, 12 games. He could have gone on a 30-game streak of hitting 50% of his shots. That's totally possible. What did he play? 12 games. And he shot 41%, which is basically the same percentage that he shot last season. He shot only 28% from 3, so there's so much room for that to improve. He shot 47% from 2. That was down from last season. There is so much room to improve, but we never got a chance to see that. He is going to be, I think, significantly undervalued next season in drafts. He was averaging 26 and 6 and was doing it with fewer steals than last season and terrible percentages. So it looks way worse than what the pick might have been terrible, and it probably would have been bad in the third round. But it looks significantly worse now that he's out for the year, which stinks. Bad move. Hopefully everything is good to go. But apparently, from what I understand, Trae Young is out tonight. Bogdanovic out. Trae Young is out. That was to be expected. We've got massive stream options tonight. Jordan Goodwin's a huge stream. Brandon Clark's a huge stream. Now we look at someone like a Trent Forrest as a stream, and AJ Griffin with some real value there as well, because there's no Murray, there's no Young, there's no Collins, there's no Bogdanovic. Griffin's going to take a ton of shots. You're going to have DeAndre Hunter as a good stream option there as well, and Trent Forrest also a good stream. The Heat starting Lowry, Hero, Butler, Martin, Adebayo. The Wizards are starting. Do I even have that up? Yep, I'll put that up in a second. Goodwin, Kispert, Avdia, Kuzma, Porzingis. Let's go do Dribble Game. Hello to everyone who is here. Good to have you guys here. Let's go do Dribble Game. All right, let's refresh this screen. Anthony Edwards to Larry Nance. Okay, so Wolves player who has played with Larry Nance. It's Prince, isn't it? Bang. Easy. Okay. Don't be so confident, Josh. You might screw it up next time. That was easy, though. Okay, let's go and look at the lineup screen. Something's going on with my ability to put your questions on the screen. I don't know why it's not letting me put them on, but it's not. And I am trying to. And I don't know why it's not letting me put them up there. So I will answer your questions. I just can't see them at this stage. I'm still trying to fix that. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure this up. Why I can't get chat questions on the stream. I'm going to restart that app. Hopefully get it back working. Looks like we got another lineup confirmed that you guys can see on the screen there. Yeah, Nets. Irving, Harris, Durant, Simmons, Claxton. So Harris moving into the starting lineup with Royce O'Neal out, and obviously Claxton available to play. Trae Young, we'll move that one out. That'll update really soon when we adjust that. Let's hope that this works. I don't know why it's not working. Such an owl that I can't get Twidget active waiting for chat. All right, cool. That's sick. How about you give me the chat then? Oh, Al. Anyway, I'll go back and see what else I can find from questions for you guys. Do I think Cade should be drafted at the same spot he was drafted this season? No. I don't, because he's not going to need to be. I reckon when I do projections, and it's really, really hard to do them at this point, when I do projections, you'll probably come out in the 30s, 40s. So, and people won't take him inside the top 50. Is my son walking with swagger after the Chargers victory? He's actually away this week, so he's only just been messaging me because he's down doing some life-saving stuff down at the beach. So yeah, I'm sure he is pretty high, but yeah, he's also pretty pessimistic, so he knows that the Chargers are probably not going to make the playoffs. Is Nembhard has plateaued pretty heavy, still a hold? Yes, I am still holding him for now. What are my thoughts on MPJ's update today, training with the team? Finn Pike, I did a whole show. Injury, actually, Michael Porter Jr. is the thumbnail for that show. I don't think he plays this week. He only did some parts of practice today. He didn't do everything, so I don't think he plays this week, but probably it is getting better. Rumors Eric Gordon getting traded. If he got moved, will Eason become must-add? Have you heard those rumors for the last 4 years? Because I have. Don't believe shit until it happens. But yes, if Gordon is traded, Tari Eason gets more value, but they probably won't start Eason because they're dumb. They'll probably start KJ Martin, or disgustingly, they'll probably start Jayshawn Tate when he returns. But yes, Eason's value would improve. How old is my son? He's 15. He's a lifesaver. He does lifesaver patrol stuff, yes. Let's see, what statuses are we waiting on? Clint Capella is questionable. Ja Morant is questionable. Steven Adams is doubtful. Chris Middleton, probable for tomorrow, so there's good news there. The Pacers are starting Halliburton, Nembhard, Neesmith, Hield, and Turner. No Jalen Smith starting today. Jalen Smith benched. This is JaVale McGee all over again. Oh, we promise you're going to be the starter until we find out that you suck. Jalen Smith is not starting. You can piss him right off. Stand by your man. Donovan Mitchell still questionable. The horsecock, Keldon Johnson, is still questionable.
Whose horse is that?
Sohan's questionable. Kevin Love's questionable. And Ivica Zubats has appeared questionable as well. Luka Doncic is in. Interesting stuff there with Indiana. Can I get this stupid shit to work? Hate when you have tech and you rely on it and it works all the time and then it just decides not to work for literally no reason at all. It's so much fun. I love it. I love when it happens. Where are you going, Obi? Sitting there. All right, sorry about this tech issue. Let's try something. Where are you going, Obi? Come on. Let's try this. I don't know why this is being so irritating. Is this going to work? Sorry, guys. We don't have we do have the Pacers lineup. It's Halliburton, Nembhard, Hield, Neesmith, Turner. Still waiting on the Hawks because we're waiting on Capella. So that'll be a Kongwu. I imagine their backcourt will just be Holiday and Forrest with Hunter. Johnson's probably going to have to start again. Oh, no, sorry. With Griffin, Hunter, and Kongwu most likely. Jalen Smith is so bad. What a waste of a top 10 pick that was. Is Tua just in a slump? Maybe this is just who he is. Hamburger. Oh, hey, I just realized that all the questions are back. We're rolling, guys. The stream is going. Now I've just got to adjust where that is positioned. Once we adjust, there's something up there. Something's not right on that lineup screen. What is it? Oh, it's that. We've got to just adjust that lineup. And then I'll come through. Is Tua in a slump? Yeah, he was pretty bad yesterday, but maybe this is just who he is. Matt Tolomeo says, I got Horford averaging 20 in a standard points league. Is he worth a spot on a roster? In a points league, I don't think he's must roster, no. 20 points is not really must roster. We dropping Jalen Smith? Yep. Drop Nembhard for Royce O'Neal? Huh. I don't know. I think there is improvement in O'Neal, but I'm not convinced on those assists long term. I probably would drop Nembhard for Royce O'Neal. Keegan or Trey Murphy? Room for one on my roster. That's a really good question. I like Murphy more, but I can see how it doesn't work. I can see how Murray gets the spot. It is a toss-up, though. Yeah. I'll still stick with Murphy. Is Hayward must roster when he comes back? Probably. Hold Fultz in 11 cat. Just get rid of these 11 cat leagues, guys. They suck. It really depends who's there. I'm losing a little bit of faith in Markelle Fultz's value as we move forward here. Bold trade value, you can get top 8. Well, that depends who you trade to. There are so many staunch Bold believers who believe he can maintain that value. I'm not one of them. But you can probably get top 80, yes. What is Larry Nance's value when the team gets healthier? Will he still be a hold? I don't think the injuries actually have anything to do with his value. He doesn't get minutes because Ingram is out. He gets them because he's better than Valanciunas. He's not getting by on high usage. The thing you got to worry a little bit with Nance is the field goal percentage is absolutely through the roof. And that could very easily drop off. But he's not doing it because he's taking usage from Ingram. He's not doing it because he's taking minutes from Ingram. He's doing it because he's better than Valanciunas. So I don't think that the health actually impacts him too much. So any chance Delon Wright takes Monty Morris a spot when he's... Yeah, I guess so. But given he's suffered a really serious hamstring injury, even when he returns, I don't think he's going to be slotted in and playing 30 minutes a night. And even if he does take the starting spot off Monte Morris, I don't think he's going to come in and play 30 minutes while Morris gets 18. It's more likely going to be 25, 23 or 26, 22. So, yes, it's possible, but is D'Lo a sell high? Yes. For who? Well, that's the good question, isn't it? Because he's cranking at the moment. He's like top 40. His shooting is unbelievable. Could you make a straight swap for D'Angelo Russell for Fred VanVleet? I'd do that. Should I pick up Trent Forrest and drop Tim Hardaway? Well, Trent Forrest's value is fleeting. It's today, really. Like, it's not that much long-term stuff going on. Hardaway is all over the place. Are you going to lose huge amounts if you drop Tim Hardaway, who's slumping? Probably not. But is there a massive chance that Tim Hardaway does more than Trent Forrest today? Yes, there is. They both play today. It's not a great idea when you're looking to stream someone like you wanted to stream Trent Forrest by dropping someone who already plays this day. You don't actually give yourself a huge net gain. So, long answer is no, I'd look if there's someone else I could drop. Who is the power forward on the Pacers? Nesmith is 6'5". Yeah, that's who it is. They're playing super small. Will Simmons get Senate eligibility? Got no idea. I have no input in it. He should, obviously. But this is again why I'm leaning more to more liberal position designations in fantasy, because you can't rely on these providers to provide accurate position designations and you get stuck. That's why you shouldn't have 2 centers. That's why you shouldn't have a max of 4 centers. It's why I think you're leaning towards more having guards versus point guard, shooting guard, or just going full utility right across the board, because we get stuck in these situations where it's completely arbitrary. Like someone was telling me, Larry Nance, I think, that is listed exclusively as a power forward on ESPN. He's played about 1 minute there. It doesn't make any sense. Is Najee Marshall likely to slow down this week? Yes. Herb Jones is back, and that's going to have an impact on Najee. It's going to have an impact on Dyson. It's going to have an impact on Murphy. And then Ingram comes back, and it's going to impact him even further. Would I start Brunson in a weekly league? Probably not update until tomorrow. I don't believe it's serious, but I don't know. It would depend who my other options are. If I've got a solid option on the bench, I'd consider it. But otherwise, I think he's going to be okay. Mate, there's no way would I get power forward eligibility. I'm only 6'4", mate. That's not power forward. I'm shorter than Nesmith. I'm like a shooting guard at best. Is Jalen Smith a hold in a 14-team league? Probably. What are my thoughts on Goodwin? Goodwin has great value for today. There's no Morris and there's no Beal. But I think that value is going to... We'll see what happens. We'll see how Will Barton affects him today as well. There's great value for him today, but Beal and Morris literally could play their next game, meaning that Goodwin goes back to being a waiver wire guy. Obi needs to get out of the room and the door is locked. I'm going to move it. Hang on. Yes, Obi, what's up? You want to get out? There you go. Who, in my opinion, is the Pelicans' best player in real life, not fantasy? Second best player, Ingram. Zion's their best player. Ingram's their second best. After that, who's their most important player after that? It's Nance. Yeah, CJ's fine. They can get by without CJ. Herb Jones is good. They can get by without Herb Jones. Without Nance, they're in real strife defensively, I think, because Valanciunas and Hernan Gomez can't do it. Jackson Hayes can't do it. So I don't know. Do you disagree with that? Is Nance their third best player? I don't think so. Is he their most important player after? He might actually be their most important player, Nance, after Zion. And it's different to best player. Ingram's their second best player. Do I do team reviews, reviewing other teams and what you would do to improve them based on? Not really, mate. I tell you why I don't really do that, because we have audiences of thousands of people watching this show, whereas segments hyper-focused on one specific team. I don't think it's just, it doesn't seem to get that much. People always love it because they'd love it if there was their team. But I think if you were watching stuff talking about someone else's team ad nauseum, it'd get pretty boring, I think. Josh is 6'4". Yes, Josh is 6'4". When is Pirtle coming back? I wish I knew, mate. Let's go and have a look at what other news has come through. TJ McConnell is listed as inactive, so keep an eye on that. Jeremy Sohan is in. Keldon Johnson is game time decision. All right. What else has got going on? What's the time? Just checking where we're at with that. What shirt am I wearing? It's a Nike SB shirt with some like dunks hanging from like a power line. Are NBA players as tall as they are listed? No. Most of them are listed in height with shoes, but some of them also fudge that number a bit, and some of them fudge it downwards. So they're not always that accurate. Why did Utah update the injury report from today? Markkanen is healthy in my injured list now. Can't make moves today. Slot waste. Okay, what do you want him to do? Like, people complain we don't get injury updates early enough, and now you're complaining you get it too early. You can't win. I would rather get the information early than late, so we actually know what's going on with that team, so we know whether we stream Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We don't, because everyone's ready. Like, okay, that didn't work for you, but sorry. Do I think the Pelicans can maintain as a top Western Conference team? Remember, they are doing this without Ingram and Herb Jones. So yes, there's no reason to... I'm not saying they will, and the odds would say they probably wouldn't. It's hard to do that. But of course they can do it. They're cranking at the moment, and they've got good players to come back. How many stream slots would you have in a 9-cat league? 1 or 2? Well, Josh, it really does depend on your league setup. If you can only do 4 waiver ads for the week, then there's no point having more than 1 stream spot. If you can do unlimited, then having 2 is fantastic. And when you get to the playoffs, having 3 is almost even better. So if you've got 7 moves for the week, 2 stream spots, 4 moves for the week, 1 stream spot, unlimited, probably 2, move that to 3 as you get close to the playoffs. What happened to the I'm Not Tired sound drop? I dropped it today. It was on the injury show. I did it. We'll do it again.
I'm not tired.
Yes, Thrift Beast, we talked about Cade already. What percentage of your audience is US and Australian? Depends where we're talking. On YouTube, I think it's like 45 US and like 20 Australian. For podcast stuff, it's like 78 US, 12 Australian or something like that. What's wrong with the Raptors? You ready to hear what it is, James? I know that you're in Toronto. I think you're a Raptors fan. The roster was constructed poorly. You can't go with a roster and having no guards and limited shooting. That's part of the problem. Is that we love this. Everyone's 6'9" and we're long, but there's no guards. There's Gary Trent and Fred VanVleet. That's it. And that's on... Oh, Masai's not actually the GM. All right, it's on Masai, it's on Webster, it's on all of them. They make great moves a lot of the time. Masai's the best executive in the NBA. This was a poorly constructed roster, I think. Because, again, you address nothing. You got 7 centers, or 7 6'9", 6'10" center power forwards, and no guards. And it's catching up to them. And the minutes have burnt through the value of a lot of guys. Killian Hayes is a must-roster guy. Okan. What mic do I use? It's a Rode. What's it called? Well, the name's there. Rode Procaster is what it's called. How much does my son come to me for advice on fantasy? Not that much. He started his first fantasy basketball league this season, but he's way more into fantasy football, and he doesn't come to me for advice on that because he knows more about the NFL than I do. But we talk a little bit about the basketball stuff, but he doesn't really come to me for much on that because he's not as into it as he is the NFL. Any info on minutes restrictions for Simmons? I don't believe we've seen anything on that yet. Just going to double check that. I expect there'll be some sort of limitation, but we haven't heard that. Do you hold Cameron Johnson on IR or drop him for a stream spot? Well, what? How does that open a stream spot? That's your injured reserve slot, unless you've got someone else injured to move in there. I guess, Anthony, again, like so many questions, this is going to depend on where are you sitting. Are you good? Are you top 3, top 2? And without streaming? Then don't worry about it. Hold on to the valuable player in Cam Johnson in your IR slot. Are you 7th and losing and 4 or 5 matchups every week? Then you might need to start getting on your bike as we're 8 weeks in, and you're going to start to need to get victories, and opening up that IR slot for other guys so you can stream other spots in might be useful. Or you might have the other player who's injured who's worse, who you can drop. So it is all context dependent, really. Did I go over Hawks players yet? We're still waiting to hear their starting lineup. And we don't know about Clint. So we haven't heard whether Capella is playing. The value there is going to be Griffin, or Hunter, Griffin, Forrest, but you put a Kongwu at the top of the list if Capella doesn't play. And then it goes to Jalen Johnson after that. Jakob Poeltl is doing basic movements on the court, but has yet to take contact. Sounds like he's still a ways off with his knee bone bruise. That's not good. Jeremy Sohan is playing off the bench in limited minutes. There you go. That's not good news on Poeltl. Would have been good to have these updates earlier in the day. When will Beal probably return? I've got no idea, Spidey fan. Like, I'm going to guess this week, but we're guessing, all right? I'd say probably end of the week, but it's just honestly a guess. Westbrook or CP3? Pretty easily CP3 in my opinion. Is it worth to stream Sohante in a points league? I think he's going to be pretty limited from what I'm understanding here. So I reckon you'll find better guys. Yes, Trey is out. Why don't people keep writing that? We've talked about that ages ago. Is Joe Harris worth streaming? Probably. He's going to start today. There's no Royce O'Neal. It probably is. I don't think it's a wrong move to go and stream him in. Avdia or Clark? Okay, for today, it's Clark. But, for the rest of this week, it's probably Avdia. Do I think Brogdon will play in the back-to-back? Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't. He's played back-to-backs, I'm pretty sure. Has he? Let me double-check that before I spout off too much. Their last back-to-back... Oh, no, he sat their last back-to-back, but he played the one prior to that. So, yeah, I think he will play, but it's that's speculation. Who has more value, Hayes or Ivy? Hayes in a category league, Ivy in a points league. What's my rest of season outlook for Vassell? You can check that at all the projections of Basketball Monster, but not far off what he's currently doing. It's annoying, Victor. We'd love to know if Jar is out, but we don't know. I guess... It is a guess, but with Trey out, with Adams out, with Capella maybe out, I think if Jar is feeling anything, they will sit him. I'm pretty confident they will sit him. But how would I know? How's my day been? Hasn't really started. It's only 10:50 here. It's been okay though. It's been fine. Yep, we just talked about that, Reg. That people, you have to be really cautious about this without a timetable because it doesn't really mean anything. All we know is that he is doing some work, but not full contact stuff. Do I have any info if Smart will be off today or tomorrow? None at all. No, he could play both games. He's playing today, Marcus Smart. No problem with that. There's nothing to suggest he's not playing today. He could be out tomorrow, but again, nothing to suggest that yet either. Would I ever do a live stream where you watch and comment on a game? Yes, but the problem is that most of the time when games are on, I'm doing a bunch of other work. Like I'm monitoring Basketball Monster, making adjustments, writing notes, adjusting projections, all that sort of stuff. So it would have to be a day where I'm not doing that, and I haven't really found that time yet. Maybe we'll do it at some point. Judge should have signed with the Padres, Shapaz. Tatum or Durant on Draft Stars? Give me Durant. Tatum's struggling a little bit at the moment. If I had to pick, gun to your head, Jesus Christ. I hope no one gives me a gun to my head because of LaMelo Ball injury updates. Will LaMelo Ball be back within 1 week or not? Let's say yes. Hope I don't die though. Maybe for playoff game? Yeah, maybe, Matty. Yeah, maybe we could do that for a playoff game. That is possible. Higher upside, Fultz or Ivy? I think Ivy just because less competition. There's no one competing. With Fultz, there's Suggs and Anthony there. Add Rob Williams? Yes. Would you drop Killian or Keegan? ESPN points John Collins on IR. Well, have a look at what Killian and Keegan are averaging points in the last week and last 2 weeks. That should give you some sort of an indication where they're both bumping up there. I don't think Killian's a particularly good points league player, so it's probably him, but have a look. Quick updates on LaMelo and Booker. We don't know when LaMelo's coming back. I'm expecting maybe the end of this week, but I got no idea. Booker is out tomorrow. We hope. Now, if it is an actual hamstring, it's going to be at least a week. But yeah, we don't know that, do we? Unfortunately, because they won't tell us. They're just telling us it's tightness. So I'm expecting Booker to miss a couple of games here. Yeah, I expect him to miss a couple of games. All right. Getting close to being out of here. Did I say I was a Blue Jays fan? Do I love BJs? Yes. I am a Blue Jays fan. Imagine saying no to the other part. Do you love BJs? Nah. I'm a massive Blue Jays fan. If I had to predict MVP of the season, I just did this yesterday for ESPN. Who did I have? Luka is what I had for my MVP. I know it's not likely, but I hope Bojan heads to Lakers. Why? Why would you want to reward complete ineptitude that the Lakers are? I don't understand. Unless you're a Lakers fan, which maybe you are, any other fan should want absolutely nothing to go right for them. Do we look at adding Neesmith? Not really, no. I had a good Dynasty buy low the other day, but I don't remember who it was, Asa. I don't remember what that one was. It was in my head. I'll have to think about it. Brian, off the top of my head, I don't know. It's probably someone like Van Vliet, but I'm going to do a whole show on that tomorrow. And then it's because I like to dig into this stuff a little bit. All right, we're going to head out of here. No more news, unfortunately, that I can get to and give you, which is an L. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Let's double check. Any more news coming through? No, nothing on Atlanta. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to get that for another half an hour. I'll see you guys later. Bye.